Broadcasting from the Business RadioX studios, it's time for Business Leaders Radio. Now, here's your host, John Ray.
And hello once again, I'm John Ray on Business Leaders Radio here on Business RadioX. And folks, I've been looking forward to welcoming Becca Goldsberry. Becca is with Southwestern Coaching. Becca, welcome.
Thank you so much, John. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So let's talk about you and Southwestern Coaching. How are you serving folks out there?
You know, we serve our clients in a variety of different ways, but our core program really would be our one-on-one sales coaching programs and our one-on-one leadership coaching programs for leaders, business owners, CEOs, executives of companies. And that's kind of our core, but we also do corporate trainings. So there are some companies that coaching may not be the best fit, but trainings for a half day, full day, or multiple day are exactly what they're looking for. And then in addition to that, we also do keynote speakers and can provide keynote speakers. If you have a annual or a biannual conference that you do for your company, we're happy to partner up and match you with a great keynote.
Wow. A lot there. We're going to have to, we've got a short time to dig into a lot there. So that's great. Right. I want to get it, just ask a basic question because we have, folks like you come on our shows a lot that are coaches. What is a coach? I mean, what is a coach in your mind?
In my mind, a coach is your accountability partner. They are someone who will help hold you accountable to doing the things that you know you should be doing, even when you don't feel like doing it, John. And coaches are the cheerleaders in your corner. And recently, like on LinkedIn and social media, I've been seeing a lot of people posting, don't share your goals with people who will squish them. And so a coach is that person in your corner, no matter what, who is cheering you on, helping you. They're the person who's going to give you an unbiased perspective. They're your confidant. They're the person that you can lean on and lean into to help you grow your business. But here's the thing, John, coaches are not counselors and coaches are not trainers. A coach's job is to help bring the very best out of you, even if that comes kicking and screaming. And, you know, Tom Landry once said that the secret to winning is constant, consistent coaching. And I have always loved that quote because I played high school, grade school, high school, and college athletics. And if you don't have a coach, you're not going to get very far. So, and I believe that to this day, if you're, you know, in the professional world, I believe everybody truly deserves a coach and that everybody needs a coach in their business.
I'm glad I asked what seems like an obvious question because I think a lot of people are laboring under the assumption that a coach is there to instruct, to bring something to the table that the person doesn't already know. That's not what you're saying at all.
Right. Exactly. A lot of times we all know what we should be doing. And I would, safely say that probably half of our coaching clients are the top producers in their companies because they know that they haven't hit their fullest potential yet as top producers. And I really feel that those are the people who are always there as a student of their game. And so coaching isn't just like, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do this. But a great coach is one who customize things for you and say, okay, let's take this idea. A great example would be, I have a brand new client and we were working on her schedule and she's like, time blocking just really scares me. Like, I don't like to have so much structure in my life. And so we're just really trying to figure out ways to do it gradually, because a habit doesn't take 21 days anymore. The new idea is that to form a really good habit, it takes 264 days.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And so a coach is just going to help you walk through that, and customize things and make sure that whatever we implement and put in place in your business and in what you do, it's actually going to stick for the long term.
So you mentioned accountability. Mm-hmm. What are some of the other reasons a business executive, a salesperson should hire a coach?
Great question. I've got, clients who are CEOs, presidents of companies, and they said, nobody's ever taught me how to be a leader. I never took leadership classes in college. And it's sometimes a person starts out as a sales professional, and over the years, they just kind of work their way up the ladder, and they just kind of learn things from maybe their predecessor, but there was never really formal, like, hey, how do we have these crucial conversations? Or what is a really good interviewing process, or a really great onboarding process? Or what should our recruiting system actually look like to bring in the best of the best? They just kind of collectively grab things from what they've seen in their career. So I think for leaders, a lot of times it's, hey, I want to grow our company, but I want an outside perspective. For salespeople, it's working on their sales skills. It's working on their motivation and being able to stay motivated, even through the ups and downs of sales. Because let's face it, sales can be hard knock school sometimes. And then a lot of times it's creating better systems. A lot of people call it balance. They want life balance. But one of the terms that I call it, it's not really balance, because it's hard to have balance in life, because balance means you're equally spending the same amount of time doing every task. Well, you can't eat 8 hours. You can't sleep 8 hours. You can't work 8 hours. There's not enough time in the day. So what I call it, John, I call it life management. So how do we create that life management, that life that you are so excited about? It's everything you want. You're spending enough time with family and friends and your hobbies and the community and doing your volunteerism, all those things, and still being able to crush it at work. So, and just kind of forming habits around those things.
Folks, we're here chatting with Becca Goldsberry. Becca is with Southwestern Coaching. So, Becca, let's talk about connecting a vision that someone has, their goals, whatever you want to call that, with what it takes to get there, the day-to-day slog, I guess, if you will, of reaching those goals.
No, I love that question, because I've got a client, Lynn, and she's a financial advisor, and she's 72, and we've been working together for almost 5 or 6 years now. And the vision is for her to be able to retire, stay in Florida for 6 months out of the year, because she's up in Minnesota and it's freezing in Minnesota in the winter. So the goal was for her to be able to be down in the Fort Myers area and just, live happy lives, right? And so what that means is, how do we do that? So vision is the long-term game. It's what you see maybe when yourself down when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, maybe even 100 years old. But the goals are your stepping stones on how to get there. And so I think it's important for people to really figure out what is it that they want long-term. And it's important to help clients find their purpose and their passion for what they do. Basically, helping them kind of create a mission statement for their lives and their purpose. And then from there, it's just figuring out, okay, what are the stepping stones to be able to reach that vision ultimately?
Okay, now we need to stop here and shout out Lynn, okay? Because you just went by there, 72, and she's looking forward to her what she does when she retires. That's when a lot of people are well into retirement. And that's awesome.
Yeah, she loves what she does. And, we were just on our coaching call last week. And actually, next week, I'm heading to Fort Myers to see my grandparents. And Lynn already bought her dream vacation home down in Fort Myers. And her and I are going to spend an afternoon with our families and just kind of hang out by the pool. But we're in the process of what does that look like? And that date is coming sooner, and really just putting a plan together for what works for her and the business and what makes sense. And because she loves her clients and she wants to put them in a great foot forward when she does retire. So,
well, one thing about that story that is striking too is Lynn is 72, yet she feels sees the value of having a coach. A lot of folks that maybe get to that age, I'm closer than I would like to think, but a lot of folks that get on in their careers think, what do I need a coach for? Lynn's a good example of how coaches always have value.
Absolutely. And I do believe there is another coaching client. I don't coach them, but I think she's in mortgage, I believe. And I think she's 81 or 80.
Wow.
And she's in coaching. And so, coaching is just not for the brand new in the business. It's for those veterans who've been in the business for a long time as well. And might just be a little complacent, or the passion's just not there like it once was.
Yeah. So how do you maintain inspiration? How do you maintain, I guess perseverance is another word, as you're going along? Because I would think that folks that hire a coach have big goals, have big aspirations, and that take some time and diligence and work. How do you maintain perseverance and focus to do those day-to-day tasks that get you there?
So are you talking for me personally or as for the coaching client?
No, in terms of well, you can talk either way, but I was referring to your clients, but however you want to answer that question.
Yeah, no. So for us coaches, we always ask them on our very first call when we're setting up expectations and learning more about them personally and professionally is why coaching? Why now? What are the three big goals they want to accomplish in the first 12 months of coaching? And then on every single coaching call, we're working towards at least one of those goals. We're doing something to make sure we're moving the needle in their business. And then, of course, coaching can be a lot of fun. A lot of people think it's painful and it's like, oh my gosh, they're going to just tell me what I'm doing wrong all the time. But that is not the case. We are always trying to look at areas of opportunity to celebrate and what's going right and what's going well. Because on the very first thing on every single coaching call that we do with our clients, we ask for good news. What's going well in the business? What is something that you've done and maybe you didn't accomplish exactly what you wanted to accomplish, but you did it anyways. And we're always just looking for ways to celebrate and find good news and great successes, no matter what.
Now that's pretty cool. So if I'm a client and I haven't done my homework since the last session, you're still going to start off on a good note, right?
Absolutely.
I love it.
We're going to start off with good news, and then we're going to talk about those action items. And if you didn't get them done, we're going to do those on our call. So that way we're moving the needle.
I love it.
So yep. That's the accountability piece.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Becca, I mean, lots of coaches out there, coaching companies, why Southwestern Coaching?
Well, first, I think it begins with our parent company. So our parent company, the Southwestern family of companies, they've been around for over 165 years. And so we have trained hundreds of thousands of professionals over 165 years. It is kind of cool to tell people we're the oldest direct sales company in the country, but we also, we taught the soldiers after the Civil War how to sell Bibles door to door. And so we've got this great foundation from the Southwestern Advantage, the Southwestern family of companies. I think that's a great foundation. And then as a coaching company for Southwestern Consulting and Southwestern Coaching, I think it's because we don't just want to teach people how to sell or how to lead. We come from it as servant selling and servant leadership. We want to make sure we help our clients to be able to serve their clients the very best, not just to sell somebody or sell something to somebody, just to make a commission, but doing what's right for their clients, and everything that we work with our clients. That is the center and the heart of our company, is just being able to serve others the best of their abilities.
That's terrific. Becca Goldsberry, folks. She is with Southwestern Coaching. So Becca, I'd like to shift gears or maybe go down a bunny trail and talk a little bit about you and give some of your, background and maybe what really drew you to coaching and why that lights your own motivational fire.
Back in 2011, I was working for a company called Sunrise Greetings, and they're a subsidiary and owned by Hallmark Greeting Cards. And at that time, I was working in Bloomington, Indiana, and they had decided, Hallmark did, that, we're going to go ahead and just move the entire operation, the manufacturing, the sales team, everything over to Kansas City. And I did go to boarding high school out 45 minutes east at St. Paul's Lutheran High School. And I'm like, I have friends, I've got people I call family out there, but I really don't want to move back to Kansas City. So in 2012, when they were kind of going through the movement process, Sunrise was out to Kansas City, I was hired by Thrivent Financial, and I was going to be a financial advisor, and I was excited, and I knew I would do an amazing job at it. And then I was studying for, those 6-8 weeks, trying to become a financial advisor. And I took so in the state of Indiana, you have to take the Series 6 and Series 63 together. And I kept missing it by one question every single time. Oh my. And so on the third time, I'm like, okay, God, I got in my car and I had to talk with God on the 25-minute ride home. And I'm like, okay, God, if this is not what I am meant to do, you got to show me where I'm going here. And so in October of 2012, I was looking at my LinkedIn after I got home, and there was a message from somebody I knew who I did beauty control with. And Kitty Barrow, who is actually one of our senior partners here at Southwestern Consulting, she messaged me and she was like, hey, Becca, who do you know in the Louisville area that would make a great coach? And here's what we're looking for, and kind of sent me the job description. And I replied back, you're talking about me, Kitty. And I sent the reply. And so our job interview process is a good 4 to 6 week interview process, because we're really looking for the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And after my interview process, Kitty's like, hey, she's like, I want you to come on down to Birmingham the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And I'm like, okay. She's like, I want you to shadow me on some workshops and working, from the office and different things. So I was in her office, went to a couple workshops, and she hired me while I was down there in Birmingham. And my official start date was December 1st of 2012. Oh, wow. So it's been over 9 years. Wow. And that's how I got started. And best decision, one of the best decisions I ever made. I guess my husband would say that would be the best decision I ever made, was to marry him. But so second best decision,
well,
I guess.
Yeah, of course. That's awesome. What a great story. So, Becca, let's talk a little bit about maybe how an engagement with you works. Someone gives you a call, they're interested in working with you. What happens?
Yeah. So really, I guess there's a couple things, but the first, if they're calling me and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a coach," basically I like to do what we call a business action plan and really just spending time talking about what are their goals, what do they want, what's their vision, what's their passion, purpose, how are things going in their business? Why is coaching important for them now? What are they looking for in a coach? And then just seeing if we're a good fit. I always tell people there are three things that we're always looking for in coaching clients. The first is, are you coachable? Are you really willing to take ideas from somebody and go implement them?
Right.
The second is, are you committed? It's not for life, John, but it's a commitment of 12 months. After 12 months, people can stay as long as they want, like Lynn, who's been in coaching, 5 or 6 years right now. And then, so it can go month to month after those first 12 initial months. And then the third thing is, are they ready for a change? Because, John, what's the definition of insanity?
Keep doing the same thing over and over again, right?
Yes, absolutely. So if people are ready for change, ready to get off the hamster wheel and ready to, grow their business, maybe it's, hey, I want to still do the same production, but I want to work less. Maybe it's, hey, I need to grow my production. Or maybe it's, hey, I am just stagnant in my business. I'm kind of complacent. I need somebody to kind of help me with my vision, my motivation, my goals, and just kind of put a pep back in my step. So if they can say yes to those three things, then we'll know that they will have amazing success in coaching.
Sounds like I guess to put it in one word, if you're stuck. I mean, yeah. whether that's in sales, your career development, whatever that is, it's a good time to call Becca.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I would love it, Becca, maybe if you could share a success story or two, clients that you've worked with that have seen great transformation because of the coaching work that you do with them.
Yeah. So one of the clients, and after working with 9 years, I've had so many amazing clients and so many great stories, but one that kind of sticks in my head is a client, David. And when we started coaching, we worked together for almost 4 years. And so through that process, he not only grew his business and production 163%. But what he really had gained from it is he grew into a leadership position. He had more life management. He was, able to take his family on RV trips and, have fun with his girls, and his kids after work. He wasn't always stuck doing his emails and just all that stuff that so many business people typically do. And so, yes, did we increase his income? 100%, 162% is nothing to sneeze about. That's pretty awesome.
Right.
But what I think is the best thing is he was able to be more present at home and with his wife and with his kids. And then he himself worked on a few things to really on the personal level to create some better habits personally that a lot of people didn't know about. And it's life transform, very life transformable for him. And I was just happy and excited just to be a part of that journey with him.
Well, you described two things there. It seems to me. I mean, you described the I guess the monetary measurable side of it, the 163% growth, but then also the change in his personal life and the way he does business every day, approaches life every day. I mean, those changes are priceless.
Absolutely. 100%. And some cool news statistics that we we just did a recent new survey from our clients. So after 12 months of coaching, John, our clients reported a 46% increase in income, a 58% improvement in time management, 44% improvement in productivity, and then also 49% improvement in vision and goal setting. That's massive. That's life-changing. And that's why I love what I do, is not only we're helping people make more money, but we're helping change lives. And to me, that's the most important thing ever.
Right. That's awesome. Great work. Becca Goldsberry, folks. Well, Becca, I want to get to how folks can get in touch with you here in just a second. But as we wrap things up here on Business Leaders Radio, can you maybe talk about the types of clients that are the best fits for you?
And we welcome everybody. It doesn't matter what industry that you're in. If you are in sales, we've got a program for you. If you are a top producer, we've got programs for you. If you are a executive and CEO, we've got a program for you. We even have, John, it's a really cool program called Morpheus, and it's for those CEOs that want a unique experience. And it's not just coaching, but they're taking like 4 trips in the year, and it's a small knit group. And I think maybe there's a couple spots left. So if you're looking for something along those lines, but any industry, insurance, financial advisors, mortgage, manufacturing, direct sales, real estate, title companies, you name it, coaching's a fit for you. Small business owners, we welcome small business owners. That's one of my passions. My grandfather started 5 family businesses. And so my passion is to make sure that we help as many small businesses survive and thrive and grow. And I think one way to do that is through coaching. So.
That's awesome. Becca Goldsberry, folks, with Southwestern Coaching. Becca, this has been terrific, and what great work you do. Thank you for that. Thank you on behalf of those folks you work with. But let's get to the most important question, which is for those that don't work with you, maybe want to get in touch and learn more, hear more about what you have to offer. Let's give them directions.
Absolutely. So the first way is my email. You can email me at bgoldsberry, and that's Goldsberry at southwesterncoaching.com. You can find me on LinkedIn under Rebecca Goldsberry. And then I am very active, and I have a great social media team that helps me on social media. So you can find my Facebook business page, or you can find me on Instagram at Becca Goldsberry SWC, and reach out, and we can definitely set a time to talk and just have a great conversation.
Awesome. Becca Goldsberry's been with us, folks, with Southwestern Coaching. Becca, thanks again for coming on.
Yes, thank you, John, for having me on. And thank you to our good friend, Joey Hahn, for introducing us together.
Yeah, shout out to Joey. She's terrific.
Yes.
So thank you for that. And thanks again for coming on, Becca.
Yes, thank you, John.
Hey, folks, just a quick reminder that Business Leaders Radio is on all the major podcast apps. If you're listening to the show on one of those apps, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Google, what have you, we'd love it if you'd share the show, particularly with others that you think might benefit from Becca and what she's had to say today. That's how we get the word out. So it's not about John Ray or Business RadioX. It's about our great guests, and we want them to be found and celebrated. So if you could help us in that way, share the show, subscribe to it on your favorite app, we'd greatly appreciate it. So for my guest, Becca Goldsberry, I'm John Ray. Join us next time on Business Leaders Radio.